Okay, so let's set the scene. Today is December 28th, 2025, and the global race for AI dominance, it just got a brand new, very serious competitor. What just went down in South Korea isn't just some minor tech update, nope. This is one of those moments that could fundamentally shift the balance of technological power for years to come. Just look at that number. 519 billion parameters. Let that sink in for a second. That's the number of parameters in South Korea's new AI model. Now, you might be thinking, what's a parameter? Well, you can think of them kind of like the neurons or the dials in an AI's brain that it uses to learn and make connections. The more you have, the more complex and nuanced its thinking can be. And this specific number, 519 billion, is a really big deal. A lot of experts see it as the sweet spot for unlocking some seriously sophisticated new skills, like high-level mathematical reasoning. So this isn't just about being bigger for the sake of being bigger, it's about hitting a critical new threshold of intelligence. And that really brings us to the core question we're digging into here. Is this just a new piece of tech with a giant number attached to it? Or are we witnessing a genuine tectonic shift in global power? Because trust me, this story is about way more than just lines of code. So here's the headline. South Korea's SK Telecom has officially launched its A.X K1 model. This move basically fires the starting pistol on a whole new phase of the AI race, one that's suddenly a lot more crowded and way more competitive. Now, to really get why this is such a game changer, you have to understand the world we were all living in, well, yesterday. For the past few years, the entire global AI landscape has basically been a two-horse race. A kind of digital Cold War, if you will. On one side, you had the US model, right? It's dominated by a handful of massive private tech giants, the hyperscalers, with a mix of open and closed systems. And on the other side, you have the China model, state-encouraged, government-guided, and pretty much separated from the West by what some people are calling a digital Iron Curtain. Now, for every other country on the planet, this two-player game created a huge strategic problem. You were facing total technological dependency on one side or the other. And that is exactly why South Korea just made its move. The A.X K1 isn't just another cool product they're rolling out. You have to see it for what it is, a strategic strike for technological independence. It's a declaration of what's now being called sovereign AI. So what is this thing, really? Well, at its core, it's Korea's first ever hyperscale model. It wasn't built by one company in secret, it was a national effort, a consortium of tech giants and top universities working together. The stated goal? Nothing less than to make Korea a top 3 global AI power. And this part is absolutely crucial. It's open source. It's designed to lift up the entire nation's tech ecosystem, not just one company. But this is where we get to the really brilliant innovation. This isn't just about playing catch-up and building a bigger model. The A.X K1 is built on a completely different philosophy, something they're calling the teacher model. So what does that even mean? A teacher model is an AI whose main job isn't just to answer your questions or write an email. Its primary purpose is to build an entire domestic industry. It's a testbed, a foundation from which a whole new generation of Korean-made AI chips and, most importantly, robots can be designed, built, and trained. It's an ecosystem in a box. So, what does that ecosystem look like in the real world? It starts with physical hardware. The A.X K1 is the central brain, the teacher, designed to control and train a new generation of actual, tangible hardware, like these specialized robot arms, all of them designed and built right there in Korea. You're seeing the teacher model in action. And it doesn't stop with industrial arms. The ambition here is much, much bigger. We're talking about creating sophisticated humanoid robots that can handle complex jobs in our homes, in our factories, all learning from that same central teacher model. And the final piece of the puzzle is mobility. An autonomous space like this gives those robots the ability to actually move around and navigate the real world. You put it all together, the brain, the body, the wheels, and you see the real objective here. This was never just about software. It's about building an entire, full-stack, sovereign robotics industry from the ground up. Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because Korea's big move isn't happening in a vacuum. It's actually the biggest and most concrete example yet of a much larger global strategy that's been picking up steam, a strategy that people are calling an Airbus for AI. Remember how European countries, tired of being dependent on Boeing, pooled their resources to create Airbus and compete? Well, the idea here is exactly the same. It's a strategy for these middle power nations to band together, combine their AI efforts, and build genuinely competitive models that can actually challenge the overwhelming dominance of American and Chinese tech giants.
And this is not just some academic theory. These alliances are actually starting to form. From Canada and the UK to Japan and France, all these democratic nations are starting to realize that working together might be the only way to achieve real technological sovereignty in the age of AI.
When you connect all of these dots, the rise of sovereign AI, the A.X K1 launch, this whole Airbus for AI strategy, you start to realize that the global map of technology is being fundamentally redrawn right here, right now, right in front of us. So why is this happening now? Why the sudden urgency? This quote from the RAND Corporation just nails it. Foundation models, the huge AIs at the core of everything today, are basically natural monopolies. That means the bigger they get, the harder it is for anyone else to even try to compete. So whoever controls these models has an incredible amount of power, and nations are finally waking up to the massive risk of leaving all that power in foreign hands. And if you want to see a picture of that concentration of power, here it is. This chart shows that a staggering 51% of the entire world's data center capacity is located in just one country, the United States. This single statistic, more than anything else, explains the global rush for sovereign clouds and sovereign AI. It's about digital independence. So the big takeaway here is pretty clear. The era of a simple, two-sided AI Cold War is officially over. The race for who's going to dominate this technology is no longer a duel. It's now a multipolar, global contest with new players, new alliances, and a whole new set of rules. And that leaves all of us with a really critical question. For years, we kind of assumed the future of AI would be written in either Silicon Valley or Beijing. But now, as the race expands to Seoul, Paris, and beyond, the question becomes, who actually gets to define the values and write the rules that are going to shape all of our futures?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.